All right, welcome to Super Troop Scoop. We are here. This podcast is about helping troops do their most successful year through some tools and tricks to get you to where you want to be. The best part about this is that the best Girl Scout troops have a lot of variety in what they do, and Super Troop provides you the outline to do that. So this is our vlog where we go through and we talk about what it means to be a Super Troop and how to be a Super Troop. And this month we have our monthly topic, which is one service project or take action projects. And so we're going to go right in depth on that. And then we're also going to talk about some badges that we recommend to do in this month. But you can really do them in any month. But these are our recommendations for this month. So let's get right down to it. First and foremost, I am Alyssa Los, the communications coordinator for Girl Scouts of the Northwestern Great Lakes. And I am joined, as always, by Stephanie Gadzik, the adult development coordinator. All right, so let's just jump right in to this month's topic, which is one service project or take action project. So Stephanie, why, as the creator of Super Troop, as the OG Super Troop, why one service or take action project?
Right. So because community service is really a foundation of Girl Scouts, and it is part of our mission, right? Do you remember that at the end of our mission, it says make the world a better place. So engaging in community service opportunities or community service projects is a great way for girls to get out and explore and feel really connected to generations of Girl Scouts before them. The community service projects and opportunities to engage really make the Girl Scout law and the Girl Scout promise come alive for girls, because it's not just reading about things, it's putting things into action. But also community service as a focus is also an opportunity for girls in Girl Scouting to participate in progression of skills, because when girls go out and volunteer in the community, they can use those experiences to help them in their future take action projects so that they can create volunteer opportunities for other people. And finally, girls love community service projects. They have a lot of fun going out and doing them. When we get results back from girls survey feedback, they will tell us that the community service projects and outings are one of their most favorite things that they do in the year.
It's so cool that like our girls and girls across the country really put community service up there with horseback riding and selling Girl Scout cookies, two of the other most popular things. It says a lot about who Girl Scouts are and just who children are in general. I think we think of children in one way, but they really want to help and be helpful from a very young age. So my next question is, we're using two terms, which is service project and take action project. Sophie, can you explain the difference between those? Because that is one of the great mysteries of the Girl Scout experience.
Yes, I would be happy to. It definitely is a commonly asked question. And the easiest way to explain it is that a community service project is something that as a troop leader, you and the girls can go out and do. Someone else has already set it up and you are kind of just plugging into the opportunity. You're signing up for your hour, you're signing up for your service, whatever, activity that you've chosen to engage in, someone else has organized it.
Yeah.
The girls are following someone else's direction, right? But on a take action project, this is where the girls are practicing the leadership skills that they gain in Girl Scouts to be able to create opportunities for other people to volunteer. So in a take action project, there's actually more creativity because you have to assess a need, you have to plan how to meet that need, and then you have to give others directions on how to do it. So you can look at community service and take action project as two ways of getting at the same thing, which is bettering your community, but it's a fantastic way to grow in leadership skills.
I think a really good way to give like an example of how that works is a service project is doing a canned food drive to give to your local shelter or to your local food pantry. A take action project then, if to the definition, would be if I put together a canned food drive initiative in every school in my community.
Yeah.
And I instruct other people on how to run that as a larger program rather than just me collecting the cans. I create a system that every fall we do a canned food drive for the local pantry, and every school in my district is doing the same drive.
That's a great example. And when you and your girls are ready to get more information about Take Action projects, we've got more resources on that. So you can check our volunteer resources page. We have a Take Action guide and a flyer called Tell Me About Take Action. There's also going to be some information in the Super Troop page that you can look for to help you in your decision making on that. Take Action projects are part of journeys and highest awards. So they are much more specific in what they need to achieve, where with a community service opportunity, we're going out and having fun, engage with the community, and maybe complement some learning that you have done a badge.
Yeah. I think that's great. And again, on the Super Troop page, along with this video, you're going to see all of these resources linked. So if your troop is at that level where you're beyond the food drive and you want to do a larger project, you could take on that Take Action project.
Right.
So we should probably get into what our picks for badges are. And so the first part, you're going to be like, you're talking about community service, but I'm going to switch the dial a little bit. And our first recommended set of badges across the board, and this is Daisy, first year Daisy, all the way through 12th grade. Our recommendation for badge work this month would be coding basics. And here's why. So coding is such a fundamental part of everything we do right now. So Stephanie and I are recording this on Zoom because we can't be together in person. Hopefully one day in the future we'll be together again. We do share a wall, like she's right there. Yeah. But what we don't realize is that there is a lot of digital code that goes behind this, and it's going to become such a big part of our world. But to tie that back in is STEM in general, not just coding, but STEM does not exist in a vacuum. So many times when we talk about STEM initiatives, it's always like STEM, we got to get the girls doing STEM. But what you want them to do is you want them to get excited about experimenting with science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, because those skills don't exist in a vacuum. Those are real world skills that then can be applied to our real world problems. And some of those problems include helping others. So coding for basics, you may learn coding and you may get really excited about it, especially in the older levels, and decide that your troop wants to make, as their community service project, wants to make a website for a local shelter, or you want to do some sort of project that combines your STEM badge work with service. Again, STEM and service do not exist in these separate entities. They can be put together. And if you have a troop that's really into doing STEM, combine it with service and bring both of those two loves together. Stephanie, I know you have the other set of badges to talk about.
These are badge suggestions if you're not sure what to work on in the month of November or any month. These are just suggestions and recommendations that we're making. Besides coding for basics, we're also recommending the category of legacy badges called citizenship. And these are a life skills badge, and they have to do with knowing your community and finding out how to speak up for members of your community. So at the Daisy level, it's the Petals for Friendly and Helpful, Considerate and Brownies is Celebrate Community, Juniors is Inside Government, Cadets is Public Speaking, Seniors is Social Innovator, and Ambassador is Public Policy. So both the Coding for Basics and the Citizenship badges are great badges if you have a multi-level troop, because they are similar themes that run throughout and work on them at the same time. They're complementary together. Because we've chosen to highlight community service and Take Action projects in the month of November, it is also culturally an interesting time. Often November we have voting, and so you can layer these things in to match what is going on in your communities.
And again, as Stephanie said, these are just our recommendations. You can do any badges you like, and you can say, I actually want to do November's badges in February, that's totally cool. The whole point of Super Troop is to give everyone the resources they need to have a very successful year. And some troop leaders love the idea of choosing every badge and doing the work. And other troop leaders find that incredibly intimidating. And so we're here to offer help on both sides. So help if you're not comfortable doing STEM, but you're comfortable doing all the other badges, or you're not comfortable doing community service, or we're here if you're just like, I don't know, I volunteered because my kid wanted to do this. We're here for you. Like that's all the purpose of this.
Right.
And so we're going to do a slight break for our sponsor. And our sponsor today is that one supply you forgot at your house. The one supply that you need to do the project that's at your house, and you are scrambling in your troop meeting space to find someone's leftover borax. Because we've all been there, right? We've all been there. And so our next segment is our Dear Daisy segment. So, which is questions from you volunteers. So our first question I think is perfect for Stephanie, which is, how do I even find a community service project that kids can do? And I think the kids can do is such an integral part of this question.
Yes, it is, because if you have ever tried to do volunteer work with children in your volunteer opportunity is for children. So that's pretty much the biggest thing that you need to figure out is what are the things that are okay to bring 6-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 16 to do, and the answer is going to be different depending on where you live and what is available. So our advice is obvious. The first place to figure out what to do is to go ask your Girl Scout friends. Ask other troops in your area, talk to your service area team, your local staff to find out what are the successful volunteer opportunities that other troops in your area have done. You might be able to read things on the local Facebook groups, or maybe some national chat rooms for more ideas. But you can also, if you've connected with an organization at our council through the On Your Own page, you can also look there and reach to them and see if they need volunteer help. Second tip for how to find some opportunities is to browse national websites, often like volunteermatch.org or unitedway.org. They combine lists in the community, and you can filter things by age, by interest. Let's say, for example, that your girls are already very passionate about being outdoors and they would like to do a project to help clean up a trail or some painting for something outside, shed, whatever. So you can follow up with those kinds of things and see if they're listed on these websites. Also, your municipalities can be very helpful. I didn't know this when I was looking around. I actually found volunteer opportunities listed on our own county website and the public library. So don't discount those opportunities as well. And then finally, your own network. Because if you have good friends and neighbors who are doing volunteer work, ask them, would this be suitable for 10-year-old girls to come and do? They'll give you the advice. Also, if you work for an employer who supports volunteering, they may have a list of organizations that they have already partnered with, and that can save you some time and some work if you let other people do the research and you can just plug in.
Oh, that's awesome. So we did have another question about volunteering.
That's right. And this is one that I think you would like to answer. The question is, which project is better, tie blankets or little free libraries?
So I think this goes into actually answering the question of where is your community's need? So when we're doing a service project, yes, we think about ourselves and what our interests are, and we typically go to the things we know, right? And so we see people making tie blankets and we see people making little free libraries. But the big thing to think about when you're doing a community service project, and one of the educational points you can do for your girls, is that service has to be just that, service. And so if the need you want to address is you want to help your local humane society and help animals, giving them a call first is really what's going to be helpful. And I'm going to give an example out of my own personal life. So I actually don't have a daughter, I have a son. I've been involved in Girl Scouts since I was 8, and then I had a boy, so I have a boy. And when he was born, he was in the NICU for 12 days. This is not a sad story. It's a happy story. So don't worry. He was in the NICU for 12 days. Everybody was wonderful. But when I got to the NICU, he was in the incubator. And at the top of the incubator was a tie blanket with duckies that he still likes and uses every day. It's very nice. And somebody obviously made that. And I said, oh, I work for the Girl Scouts and girls are always making tie blankets. Do you want me to talk to them about making tie blankets for you? And she said, no. And I was like, why? Oh, do you not like child-made blankets? And they're like, no, we love child-made blankets, but we probably have enough. And I'm sure she was joking, but she said, we probably have enough tie blankets to take us through 2025. Like, we don't need tie blankets. And so when that comes up, right, so that's a place where you donate your tie blankets. And so another thing you can do is, like, if you're thinking, so there's a tie blanket story, instead, maybe approach the NICU and say, hey, do you need tie blankets? And if they come back with no, say, well, our girls really want to help babies. How can they help babies? And just ask the question. And the same with the Little Free Libraries is go around your community and do sort of a look and see how many Little Free Libraries exist. I'm in our Appleton area, and on my way home, and this is, I counted because I knew this question was coming. On my drive home, I'm at my office at Girl Scouts and my drive home is about 7 minutes. I see, and I am not joking, 8 Little Free Libraries in front of the churches, in front of the elementary schools I pass. I see them. And so my question for you would be, is if on my 7-minute drive home, I'm seeing 8, is that a need? And in your community, if you're not seeing 8 on your drive home, maybe it is a need. But if it isn't, think to yourself, well, if the thing I want to help is literacy, who can I call and find out how we can help them promote literacy, whether that's your public library, your reading groups, your groups that teach people who come here, immigrate from other countries or refugees how to read. Reach out to them and see how you can help them. It could be as simple as doing a book drive, or it could be as big as doing a project to build something at your library. But reach out to those organizations and really boil down how you want to help rather than what you want to do.
It actually shows that bridge between community service and a Take Action project when you help the girls step back and assess what is the real need. Mm-hmm. There's an exercise that you'll find in some of our material called Finding the Root Cause. And that'll be a little tip to look for.
Oh, I forgot about that section. That's a really good section. So we should probably wrap up here. Stephanie, do you have any last tips about doing service with your troop?
I do. Just a couple things to remember when you're getting ready to leave your troop meeting place and go out to do an activity. It's important to always make sure that you have your permission slips with you and the health history forms. You can check the safety activity checkpoints for transportation or for any other activity, like if you are doing something that pertains to safety activity checkpoints. It's always a good idea to check and see if there's any that will apply. Also, as Melissa was talking about, calling ahead is really important, just to make sure they know that you're not just a family, you are a troop. You are coming in with girls who may not necessarily be with their parents. So if there's any kind of permission slip or I don't know, anything, they'll tell you what they need before you show up with a group of girls who are not your own kids. So a lot of this advice we've tried to capture in a flyer that you can download from our Super Troop page. It is the Super Troop Highlight on Community Service Project.
Yeah, that is a new resource, so we're really excited to roll it out. With that, I think we're going to draw to a close on Super Troop Scoop for November. As always, this vlog was created by Stephanie Gadzik and Melissa Loest for Girl Scouts of Northwestern Great Lakes. All the materials we've referenced are available on our website, gsnwgl.org, or in the volunteer toolkit, which is a part of the MyGS part of your website. You can log in and find those. You can submit questions to Dear Daisy at gsnwgl.org/Dear Daisy. Thanks for watching, and we will see you next month.
That's right. Have fun with your community service projects.